we're going to make a cityscape using paper, our scissors, and we're going to create lots of rectangles and squares. So when I'm making a city, I'm going to need rectangles and squares for my buildings. We're going to do that with black paper. This piece is already a really nice shape. It's a rectangle. But if I put that down, it's just going to be too big for my cityscape. So I need to cut this down a little bit. I might take and choose how big I want my rectangle and carefully cut a straight line. One thing that I want to point out is that using my scissors, I'm always going to use the small hole for my thumb and the big hole for all my fingers. So it'll go in like this. Now I have one nice building. That's perfect. I think I'm going to get some smaller buildings in here too. So if I take this rectangle and flip it to the side, I can go ahead and cut like that. And now I have a smaller building to go in my cityscape. I might use a tall one and then maybe another square. If I have room, I might add another one, or I can space these out so that they fit nicely. Time to glue down our black pieces of paper onto our background. We're going to use white glue for this. Make sure that you turn the cap to open it, pick off any dry glue that you might see, and now we're ready to go. I'm going to take my black rectangle or square and add little dots of glue along the edge. What really makes this stay on really well is if I take my finger and bring it along the outside. Oh no, now I have some glue on my hand. I have two options. One option is to wipe it off in the middle. If I don't have room to do that, I can take my hand and rub the glue on the other hand, and like magic, it disappears. Now I'll place this down. I'm going to have to hold it for a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it sticks really nice and neat. When I'm done with my glue, I want to make sure if there's any glue around the top that I wipe it off with a paper towel and close my glue back up. The buildings are glued down nice and tight. Now I'm going to use some colored paper to make my windows. I'm going to do this the same way that I did with my black pieces of paper. I have a large piece of yellow paper and I'm going to trim it down, making a straight line so that I can have either rectangles for my windows, or maybe I want to trim it down even farther and have some squares. I can place those down and make this even more attractive by adding a second layer. So now I'm using some orange paper and trimming those down to smaller squares, and I can end up gluing those down right in the center. That makes it look pretty cool. You'll add windows and maybe even doors to every single part, again using our white glue. So I'm going to take the white glue, go around the edges, just dots will be fine, spread it out with my hand or my finger, is what I meant, and then place that down, holding it down for a second or two. If my finger is still full of glue, I might have enough on there to use it on my next piece. So I'll go ahead and place that one down nice and tight as well.